Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday, April 20th, 2022. Of course, today was New Comic Book Day. And since I haven't done a video in a while, we decided to do the video the day of the book release. So, surprise, surprise. I've been getting a couple of messages from people making sure everything's okay. Everything's good, just real busy. There's a show coming up May 15th here locally that I'm doing, so I'm trying to get more product taken care of for that. And then I've just been thinking a lot about the current, market and the current state of comic book collecting, and we're going to talk about that at the end of this video. But let's jump into the books, shall we? No particular order, of course. We'll always start with the mainstreams, the Marvel DCs, if I got any of those. First one up, Moon Knight #9, second print. Really cool cover on that. Sorry about the glare. There's that there, really nice looking. A lot of people are enjoying the show. I honestly haven't had a chance to watch any of the show, which is surprising because I am a Moon Knight fan. But I will ultimately. Just again, sometimes life gets, in the way. Next up, Hulk #6. The variant cover right here. Again, sorry for the glare on that. See if I can fix this light a little bit. Maybe it won't glare as bad. Faithless #3. The erotic cover right there. Real fast shot of that. Fix this a little bit. Sorry about that. Next up, book I'm really looking forward to from Black Caravan. This is Canceled. First one here. There was a couple of other ones here. I love this cover. This was the only cover that I got, but I am looking forward to the story. Kind of reminds me of, I can't remember, Shocker, the movie Shocker, where the prisoner goes into the death row murderer goes into the airwaves. Kind of the same concept, but I am looking forward to seeing what kind of twist they have on that story. Next up, favorite of the channel, Ice Cream Man. Haven't been real wild about some of the covers lately, but this is like an infinity cover, so I do like that. And then this is pretty cool cover. They came out with a couple that weren't that great, but this was decent. Not that it's super fantastic or anything, but it is a kind of a cool cover right there. The Vampire Slayer, of course, from the world of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and there's supposed to be a new Slayer on this right here. I do like vampires. Not a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer as it relates to the TV show. I did like the movie, but I'm interested in reading this one here. Really cool holofoil cover right here. Again, sorry for the glare. And this was another cover. Who is going to be the new Vampire Slayer right there? A book that I'm still enjoying, Animal Castle #5. There's one cover here. And another cover here. It kind of reminds me of like Alice in Wonderland, Winnie the Pooh type world with, the trees and everybody just kind of hanging out. And that's what I picked up today. Now, I have picked up some books, prior to this that I haven't shown, so we'll show some of those here. I don't know if I showed this one or not, but these are additionals that I picked up. Black Panther #5, right there. And another #5 here. And I'm pretty sure I showed this one here. This is with Red Panther on the cover, right there. Miles Morales Spider-Man #37. Lost in the Spider-Verse. What If Miles Morales Became Wolverine #2. There's that there. Hopefully they come up with some really good What If storylines, because I did like that series in the 80s, What If, and we will see what they do with that. And then here's another cover for What If Miles Morales Became Wolverine. From Image, A Town Called Terror. Looking forward to reading this one. Again, I haven't read a lot of these. Again, the glare, sorry. Cool cover on this. This is the cover purchase only from Valiant. Shadow Man I believe it was #1, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't say what it is. Let's take a look. It's got to say on the inside, because now I want to know what it is. Oh, #8. I don't read the Shadow Man storyline. I did like this cover, so I did pick up the cover. That's why I bought it. There's that right there. A book that can be difficult to read sometimes for a lot of people. There was a couple of things with animals in one of the previous issues I wasn't real wild about, but I do like the concept. I do like the storylines, with the exception of that one. This is Red Room, trigger warning, number 2. Now, as you can see, they made it look like a Friday the 13th mask, but inside the book on the story, it's just a pumpkin. It doesn't have all the holes to make it look like Jason's mask. But it was a pretty good story. I did like the story on this one here. So there was that. From DC, I Am Batman number 8. And here is a variant cover of that there. And that's what we picked up the last couple weeks. Now, like I stated before, there is a show coming up, and I'm going to show the card right here. It is called the Old School Comic Con. It is Sunday, May 15th from 11 to 4. 11 to 4. I'll put this on my Instagram as well and on my Facebook pages. It is 3150 North Buffalo. It's basically the corner of Cheyenne and Buffalo here in Las Vegas. And there's going to be roughly 15 dealers there, some pretty big ones. Shimp & Sons, Gorilla Todd, myself, and then you have Fandomverse Comics is going to be there, and some of the other comic book shops. Whole Wheat's going to be there. So it's going to be a nice little local show, free of charge. Come, support it, take a look at, what we have to offer, what all the different dealers have to offer, but it's going to be most of the people that are going to be selling there. We want to try to keep it strictly comic book, and it's something that we're kind of hoping to be able to do every few months, just to try to have some consistency on that. So there was that again. Old School Comic Con, May 15th. Don't let the information fool you. It is 11 to 4, 11 to 4, which probably means 11 to 3. So it's a short show, but I'm sure you're going to be able to find some great things there. And I know I'm going to bring a lot of stuff. I've been working really hard to get books and stuff ready for the show. A bunch of bronze I'm going to bring up there. There's going to be some new vintage that's going to be coming out, and then a lot of more current stuff that's just going to be in boxes. Dig through, find good stuff, get good prices, and have a good time. So there is that. Now, as it relates to what I was talking about, the current state of comic book collecting is kind of weird. It doesn't seem that you're going to have people my age who still have, that desire to find, books that kind of remind you of when you started collecting. For me, again, like I said, I bought my first book in 1974. What is going to keep me focused and motivated? Because honestly, I don't see that motivation with younger collectors. All I see is the dollar signs in their eyes. They try to buy all the hot books. It's all about speculation. It's all about what's hot. It's all about the quick flip. And honestly, it's just kind of dragging me down. I don't like, the days of going to the comic shops and just, hanging out, spending an afternoon talking, books, storylines, things like that. There just doesn't seem to have that anymore. It just seems that everybody's coming in, do you have this book? Do you have this one? Do you have this first appearance? Do you have that first appearance? And that's okay. But the market, when it gets like that and you lose a lot of, hardcore collectors, because honestly, the books are real expensive. The storylines on DC have been terrible, and that pains me because I am a big DC guy, but every other book is a Batman book or some type of a Batman storyline, and that just becomes too much. And quite frankly, the stories aren't that great. Marvel's came out of the box this year, and they've had some really, really good stories that have come out, but it just becomes too much. There's just too much stuff out there. I would like to see less variant covers, get back to the basics. Now, I know people are going to sit there and say, variants what drives the market and this and that, but variants are what is also, in my opinion, hurting the market, because everybody's hunting for that variant. You have people that want to come here and they want to buy, the 1 in 50, the 1 in 100. Shops have to buy that 1 in 100. They might make the money on that variant, but then they're sitting on 75 copies of garbage storylines that they can't get rid of. Or people are buying, there are a lot of, speculators out there that are buying 50 copies of a book to get the 1 in 50, and then they dump the 1 in 50, and then the books that you have 50 copies of, you're not going to, make your money back on it. So they're going to try to make the fast buck on the variant. And what that does, it saturates the market. And when you saturate the market, you kill the market. That's just the bottom line right there. Back in the day, you go back there and You know, look at the 80s. It all goes in sequence. The old Bronze Age, Silver Age stuff 10 years ago was popular because people my age that were collecting at that time are looking for the Silver Age and the Bronze Age. That brings them back to a happier time. That's why you see a jump in the late 80s, early 90s stuff that was sitting in dollar boxes everywhere, because people, now that they have the money, that are young adults, you know, in their 30s, you know, that are collecting, they have some money, they're buying the stuff that they remember. And that's why you get, you know, some of the garbage books or the overproduced books in the 90s that are coming in, and they're getting a pretty good price on that. Because again, a lot of those books that they're doing that with were sitting in dollar boxes for years, absolutely for years. And I got to find what is my focus and what is my joy. And quite frankly, I'm going to cut back drastically and a lot on the new stuff that I buy. I would rather spend, you know, $40 or $50 on one vintage book than $40 or $50 on books that are sitting in boxes that nobody really wants or no one's actually buying because it gets hot one minute and cold the next. So I am really going to cut back on what I buy. I'm still going to buy a lot of the independents. I'm still buying Something's Killing the Children. I'm still buying Canto. I'm still buying Ice Cream Man, things of that nature. But again, the overall big picture on that is I'm going to cut back on a lot of things. We're going to show other things on the channel. We'll take the channel. We're still going to show some of the new books. We're going to show a lot of older books, a lot of back issue books, a lot of favorite covers, more vintage stuff that I know people like, things of that nature. So there is that. Again, you know, it's just no fun actually going to comic shops anymore. For me, it kind of takes the joy out of it. I do enjoy going into Cosmic and talking to Brian and the gang there. That's fun, hanging out with my friend Rudy. But for the most part, there's just no more joy in going to comic shops. It's just kind of, you really got to convince me to get to the comic shop on a Wednesday to do things now. And it shouldn't be that way. Once it gets that way, you have to refocus your attention and find out what it is that you want to collect. I'm going to collect things that I like. I'm going to show those books that I pick up, because I'm going to still buy individual, you know, books for my personal. I did pick up a couple books recently. It was a Conan, giant size Conan #1. And then I can't remember the name of it, but it was a nice Golden Age book that I picked up just because I thought the cover was really, really cool. Not an expensive book, not a high grade book, but just a really fun book. And that's kind of where I'm going to go. That's the direction I'm going right now with collecting. I'm still going to buy the stuff that I like, which is a lot of pre-code and things like that, and a lot of cover purchases, especially from the 70s as it relates to the horror genre with some of the great artists that we have, Nick Cardy, Bernie Wrightson, and so forth, which we've talked a lot about on this channel, because there was a lot of really good covers from the 70s in that genre. So there is that. Again, kind of rattled on with the video. I will get another video out. I'm sorry for the delay, but you know, like I said, sometimes life happens and sometimes you have to get refocused and get excited. I do enjoy the channel. I do enjoy the people that I meet on this channel, and I enjoy all the support that I get. Absolutely, I enjoy the support. I do this because I enjoy doing it for you and for me. I enjoy doing the videos. So there was that. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell so you can see when the new videos come out. And I'll do a closer look at some of the books that I have on the back wall and some of the new prints I've put up. You know, that's a Rubenstein original Wolverine right there. That's a Batman print signed by Neil Adams. I have a really nice Bernie Wrightson print back there as well. So I'll show those more closely because, again, I was just freshening it up a little bit. There's a Bernie Wrightson right there, which is absolutely amazing, a Frankenstein one. So there's that. So again, Old School Comic Con, May 15th. It is a Sunday. It is a Sunday. So if you come on out, stop by, say hello, talk, have fun, and, you know, we'll talk about the good times. So I hope you liked the video, but as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great, great day. Be safe. Happy hunting, and I'll talk to you soon.